Frieren watch marathon begins now. Yes, I've seen it years ago, but there's a lot to be reflected. I think a rewatch will have different types of reactions and a lot of different value. And this is for my core community of audience who has voted this in over Jujutsu Kaisen. Lobotomy Kaisen would have been fun too. I haven't given up on that just yet, so just give me some time with that. That's pretty much it. Let's enjoy the revamped Frieren reactions. Heaven, Aureole, land where souls rest. It was a place where many souls gathered and I was able to converse with my old comrades. Great mage Flame, that's crazy. The first episode in the intro scene literally already tells you the overall plot. Remember, Flame has that magic, right? Being able to converse with the deceased. Frieren wants to have that closure and is seeking out that on that journey. Nice Easter eggs. Frieren. Eisen, Himmel, everybody. Drunk priest. Is Eisen standing right now? I think he is. Like, this is a carriage and everyone's sitting down and the height is about the same, but like Eisen, I think, is actually standing right now. Bro comes back from defeating the Demon King and is like, well, time to put the fries in the bag, huh? Where's the McDonald's applications at? Yeah. Yup, that's the best part. Beautiful, gorgeous background art. She's so distant. She does not give a fuck about this dialogue at all. She just like, let me read this magic spell of how to turn a flower into a different flower. They're like, man, this is it. This is it. Our big journey is done. What are we gonna do with the rest of our life? I don't give a fuck. Damn, the soundtrack! Frieren. An ageless elegy. Timeless classic. Yusha-sama! Yusha-sama! Woo! Frieren. I remember watching this anime for the first time and I was like, bro, what the fuck? They already beat the Demon King? What's the point of watching this fucking anime? Because, you know, where I'm from, it's just shitty isekai slob. We get summoned to kill the Demon Lord, but it's just like, mission's complete? The fuck? Well, turns out, there can be more story after that. Yay. Whoa! Yo, was that a firework for the Mao right there? Maybe their depiction, right? There's a Demon Lord and this is the heroes around, you know? That's some crazy firework here. Chapter 6, the last battle. Damn! The details on these fireworks! Not a single NPC, CG NPC, bro. All hand drawn, all look so good. Eisen? Mini Sakuga, mini Mushoku Tensei braid Sakuga. Look at Eisen right there. Hytale's drinking himself drunk. Eisen splits the bread. Mini baby mini Sakuga right there. Look at the frame by frame. Oh, 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 look at the detail. Oh, 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 oh my god. That's impressive. Ikemen mentioned
旅立ちの時はどうか10枚しかくれ
10?
まあまあフリーレン
Broke ass king.
酒も飲めるわけですし
生臭坊主
She just shits on him. He's like, yep, you're right.
だな
そうだね僕たちの冒険はこれで終わりだ
Ison can barely peek over the
10
wall.
年ですいろいろなことがありましたね旅立ちの日に ヒンメルとアイザ聞いて処刑されかけた
What did they say?
下手したらあそこで冒険を
Wait, what did they say? Holy, maybe that's why we only got 10 copper coins. I'll give them a proper talking to. Shall I lick your boots?
処刑されかけたり
下手したらあそこで冒険終わってたよ
ハイターが二日酔いで役に立たなかったこともあったな。
Classic.
色してるけど大丈夫
You'll purify
ダ
him.
メ。ダメか。
週に一
その点私は優秀
ミミックに食われかけた時は
She's saying the signature line. It's dark. I'm scared. She loves saying it. She always hits the mimic and hits that line.
かと思ったぞ
散々罠だって言ったのにマジ
知らない
そうみたいな思い出しかないな。
Those are the good memories, though.
僕は君たちと冒険ができてよかった。
Aw.
そうですね
とね
短い。
10 years.
何を言って
Brief.
るんだ。ハイターを見ろ。すっかりおっさんになってしまったぞ。
Bruh.
失礼ですよ
He looks pretty good for his
こ
age.
れ
ですよ
Fun fact, headcanon, Haiter is an alcoholic because of the abuse from Frieren and Himmel. All they do is shit on this guy. So in order to cope with the stress, he drinks.
ですよ
Oh, long star. Shooting star.
そろそろか
God damn, the sky looks beautiful. Oof, the camera work.
でしたっけ
50年に一度の
50-year event.
の幕開けにはちょうどいいな。
It's meant to be.
とな。
街中だと見
感動しているんだ。空気を読みたまえ。
Is there a better spot? There is,
じ
though,
ゃあ
right?
次50年後もっと綺麗に見える
Yeah, 50 more years? Will they be alive?
何
いや、
They're like, yep, we gonna be dead by then. Not all of them, right? But it's like, most of us aren't gonna last all long, girl.
そうだな。みんなで見よ
Wishful thinking. Damn, the reflection on the water, too. Look at the moat. Gorgeous background art. The setting is beautiful. This place looks like Attack on Titan. Right? And the more I look at Himmel, I'm like, yo, that's like the fucking scout jacket. I was looking at Himmel's like mantle cloak. Random Attack on Titan shit. Bye.
じゃあ私はここで
See you in 50
う。これから
years.
どうするつもりだ。
よ100年くらいは中央諸国まあたまには顔を見せるよ
It's just a casual 100. Bye.
エルフの感覚は分かりません
That girl ain't right. She is fucked in the head. What the hell? Is she a sociopath? The fuck? We ain't gonna be alive. You talking like we're gonna see each other again?
エルフの感覚は分かりませんね
She crazy.
たくいつから生きて
She
いるんだ。
delulu.
些細なものなのかもしれませんね
Like these three here bonded so hard over the last 10 years. Time is a different passage of time for them compared to elves. Frieden can't understand that until later. So while these three have gotten so cool, this is basically like the graduating class or something, but Frieren is like, fuck you talking about? We just had like one class. What are you talking about?
100年も彼女にとっては些細なものなのかもしれませんね
Whoa. The passage of time. All the seasons passing. How many years? How many years here? Cozy vibes. She haggling. She bartering. Summertime. Little snowman. She's like a street performer, huh? She loves using this magic. Man, it's really cool to see like the ambiance and the vibes of how they're able to just show all these different things happening over the years without any dialogue, and the soundtrack that goes along with it. Great direction. Stuck by a mimic. Yep, she'll always take the bait.
暗黒竜の取り扱ってないよ。暗黒竜自体2、30年は見てないね。
困ったな召喚に使うのに
Summoning what? Probably something
そう
silly.
いえば魔王城で拾ったやつヒンメルに預けたままだっけ
The fan theory is that Himmel became a bald midget because he kept a horn in the closet for 50 years, right? How true is that?
なんか邪悪なオーラみたいなの出てるけど 人体にかわかんない。
No. Good luck.
の時期だし、ついでに取りに行くか。
She remembered.
前来た時とだいぶ街並みが違う。
Casual 50 years is crazy.
確かここらへん。
フリーレン
There he is. Who the fuck?
老いぼれてる。
言い方ひどくない？
I'm surprised that Frieren even recognized him out like this, man. He somehow still has the Ikemen face, even though he's like short little bald grandpa. He's got a very distinguished facial hair.
老いぼれてる。
言い方ひどくない？を取った僕もなかなかイケメンだろ。
Yeah, grandpa got game.
50は昔の姿のままだ。一生会えないのかと思っていたよ。
Damn, he waited 50 years for this.
エーラ流懐かしいね。
Like, he's still a virgin, right? Not that it's important, but like I'm trying to say, he waited for her no matter what. This is his one true love. 50 years fucking nothing, she comes back. A lot of people say Himmel. This is the main role model that males should all look up towards. And I got a lot of things to say about this character. I do. I'm not gonna make you just mad just yet, but you'll see.
あと魔王城で拾ったやつなんだけど。
暗黒竜の月も忘れたことはない。タンスから邪悪なオーラが出ていたからね。
This is what made him get bald and short. That's my headcanon. She did it to him.
なんかごめん。適当に納屋にでも放り込んで。
Oh, you take it.
君にとってはかもしれ
But
ないけ
this is my
ど、
memento of you.
僕にとってから預かった大事なものなんだ。いつか
Aww.
君にものだった。
He did it for her, bro. 50-year promise.
そんな大
Yeah, but at the end of the day, right? It's not about the gift. It's about the feeling, right? It's about what it means. Like, this thing doesn't matter. It's just that Frieren was the one that entrusted this to Himmel. So he's gonna treat it with just like the most utmost respect.
そんな大層なものじゃないんだけど。
Hey, the statue. Hero party. You combine Heiter and Himmel's poses into one sequence of motion, and I would get banned off of Twitch. Kamen Rider! Kamen Rider! You can't get me! Shocker!
ハゲなんだからこだわったって意味ないよ。
Listen, yeah, okay, no hair up. I still gotta fucking, you know, groom my beard and shit. I got hair. I got hair.
こだわったって意味ないよ。
こだわりがあるの。
Mm-hmm. The Ikemen beard.
では、どうか。
Let's get it. Hey, Heiter looks great. Ison looks the same.
が出たね、ハイター。
生徒の司教ですから。
Bro's a
あな
bishop.
たは全然
How? What kind of alcohol is he drinking? He's literally aging like fine wine. That blows my mind. Himmel turned into a fucking bald midget. Heiter looks the same. Ison is a dwarf, so it's different. Also, his facial hair is pretty much covering everything. I'm telling you, man, it's the demon horn.
あなたは全然変わりませんね。
頭なでんな。
Grandma getting little
あま
girled.
り変わっていないね。
そう見える。
I need to see him without the facial hair. Because, like, you can only see, right, this part of the body. What does he look like underneath?
で、よく見える場所ってどこなんだ？
今から行くんですか？エーラ流星にはまだ時期が少し早いと思いますが。
ここから1週間くらい歩いて。
A week?
そんなにと。
These old fucks are like, they do. Bro, we are not adventurers anymore. A week by foot? Are you serious?
そんなに遠いのか。
老人を。
It is elder abuse! Except Frieren's the greatest elder here.
こうしていると、あの時にも
One last dance.
びした
They really walk for a week!
新鮮で、きらめいて見えた。
Okay. Careful, careful. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Zoltrak! Aizen Sakuga, baby. Wait, we got to see a little bit more. What happened here? Yeah, I want to see, you know, his without the facial hair, though. That Aizen running scene was hype. Ooh. Bro got a wooden stick. Nice teamwork. God damn the background art.
僕はね、全員が揃うこの日を待ち望んでいた。ありがとう、フリーレン。
Aww.
君のにとても楽しい冒険。
At the end, the reflection in that body of water looks so good. Woo! I think he got his wish made. It does look beautiful. The way that they draw the fireworks and everything, and the meteor showers too. Man, I don't think Frieren truly understands what it means though when Himmel said like, I'm glad I got to see this, you know, before the end, you know? Thanks to you, I got to go on an awfully fun adventure at the end. Does she understand like the magnitude of the situation? This is basically the equivalent of like one last dance. Before I die, this is the one last thing I wanted to do with my old party. But the Frieren, it's like, hey, I'm back! 50 years, huh? All right, let's go fireworks time. Chop, chop, let's go. At least Grandpa got to see, you know, the meteor shower one last time. He can rest in peace now. Yeah. Who could have saw that coming? All right, coping headcanon. Remember, anytime something fucked up happens, I need to make some fucked up jokes to, you know, cope with myself. I think that the week traveled by foot elder abuse is the thing that put Himmel in the grave. Not only did Frieren fuck Himmel over with the horn and made him into a shriveled old bald midget, she then forces this old man at the brink of death on an arduous 1 week by foot. And that's to get there. That's 1 week there, 1 week back. That's what killed him. That's what killed him. He's still happy though. He's happy about the meteor shower. Wrong! The sad fact is she didn't fuck him! If this is your understanding of this show, you are so fucking delusional. You are projecting your own beta cuck, incel, no game, bitchless persona onto this character. Himmel don't care. That's the difference. You as a loser with no hose are of course gonna fixate on bro died a virgin. He doesn't give a fuck. He is content and happy that he is able to cherish this one directional love that never was reciprocated. And there's a beauty in that, but there's also a tragedy in that. At the end of the day, it's kind of like Misa in Death Note 2, where it's like, she's so delusional, she's willing to do everything, get manipulated and groomed, and be used as a sacrificial tool, but she's happy. Just like an alcoholic, where you know it's bad, they keep drinking, but they're happy. So who am I to judge? Who am I to judge that Himmel wasted his entire life and got no elf coochie? That's one way of viewing it. But I feel like at the end of the day, it's like, are you fulfilled? And I feel like the way that Himmel lived and died, based on what I remember from this show, yes, I think he is. A lot of people showed up for the funeral too. People love this guy. The blue flower. I was just trying to see if there was like an Easter egg of the specific flower that Himmel loved, right? There was like an episode where the entire episode is trying to figure out how to use that magic for that blue flower shit, right? Would have been cool to see if we saw some of that in the Easter egg here. Oh, I don't remember this. Oh, wow. Damn. I mean, true. It is. Wow. Damn, she's not crying. She doesn't look sad. Does she even care? Well, that's the thing. She doesn't really, right? It hasn't even hit her just yet, right?
突しないな。
My god, the gossip babas are ruthless.
おやおや市長は真面目にやれ
They shitting on Hyder and Himel's future, but nah, this is just like casual banter. I'd like to think that this is just, you know, they're all in on it. They know, they're just having fun. That's crazy though.
白状者って言いたいですな
Bruh. Well, she does. Though she does know. It's in the memories, right? That's a lie. She does know. There's oftentimes that she reflects back on the past journey and has these flashbacks to remember what Himel was, right? But this line is crazy, though. This line is crazy for a dude that literally not wasted, but reserved his life for her the entire time.
この人のこと何も知らないし。
Damn. Fun times. Frieren bread. Frieren Borgar.
しただけだし。
And she wasted it, maybe.
人間の寿命は短いって
Yup.
分かっていた。なんでもっと知ろうと思わなかったんだろう。
Because it hurts to get emotionally invested into somebody when they will die and you continue to live on. And the more that this happens over and over again, it eats away at your mental. So a coping mechanism is you become so indifferent. You start to push people away so that you protect yourself. You can't be hurt if you are not invested with somebody else. And this is the mental logic of 10-year-old Kaka TV. Listen, I know that I'm quite the pseudo-intellect armchair philosopher. You know the way that I view things. Some people are like, wow, so profound. No, it's usually the ruminations of I'm 14 and this is deep. But this is genuinely the mindset that a lot of people have. They have one bad interaction and then they get hurt and then they retreat back to their shell and they say the root cause of all suffering is because I got involved with somebody. If I never had that, if I had nothing to lose, then I can't feel sad. But this is the issue. Once you live a mindset when you live with a mindset like this, yes, I have to bring out a graph for this. Shout out to the Patreon exclusive polls, by the way. We might be getting Madoka coming in. I don't know what's going to happen, but I like to give a graphical representation of this mindset. So basically, you can choose to live like this. You can choose to live a life, right? If we're going to have a graph, right? An arbitrary graph of, let's say, I don't know, right? Like this is time, right? And this is oh God. And this is penis, right? And this graph of time and happiness is basically, if you live a life where you are sheltered and you don't reach out and you make no significant relationships and you hide in your little shell, your life will kind of be like this. Very calm, very consistent. No highs, no lows. You stay in this mediocre line where nothing really bothers you. And some people may call that peace. But if you actually choose to live life, you're going to have ups and you're going to have downs. You're going to have ups and you're going to have downs. And sometimes it's going to stabilize. And to waste the one opportunity you have, scared because of feeling emotions that you're scared of, to completely ignore all of this shit, right? Because you feel happiness, you can feel sadness. And because you feel sadness, you can feel happiness. But to throw all of that away because you're so scared of being hurt, being left behind, you now waste your life. And at your deathbed, you're going to have regrets. You're going to ask yourself, why didn't I ask that one girl out? Why didn't I spend more time with my family and friends? Why didn't I live the life that I wanted to, right? So I think human beings, the pain that you feel from getting involved with people, that's a privilege, right? It sounds like coping mechanism, and it is. It absolutely is a coping mechanism. But it is a privilege that you can feel heartbreak, because that means that person mattered that much. And you look back on those memories and you think to yourself, fuck yeah, that was a good time. When I'm in my deathbed, I'm not going to be thinking about, yep, nothing happened in my life. It was a quiet time the entire time. No, I'm going to look back and say, you know what? That one party with my friend, that shit was fucking fun. That one time with my girlfriend, that shit was fucking fun. And those memories are basically proof that like you lived a happy life. And to run away from that because you want to be a little fucking bitch and say, oh no, I'm so scared. People are mean and I'm going to hide in my shell. Go ahead. The time's fucking ticking. The candle is burning and you're wasting the limited time you have not experiencing life. That's a coward's way to live. That is a very narrow, foolish, coward's way to live. And when you can change your perspective and do that, then you can actually start living. And I thought about this shit when I was 10 years old. I'm telling you, bro, I'm a modern day philosophist, but at the end of it, I'm just a fucking monkey. I'm just a monkey just eating my bananas thinking I'm smarter than I am.
知ろうと思わなかったんだろう。
There.
頭なでんなよ。
She still said that. She hates getting hit. That's from Hider.
では私も
Bishop duties. Bro, gonna be a pope at this rate.
顔をよく見せて最後になるでしょうからね。
No!
長年の酒がたたりましてね。天罰だ。
Hider funny.
だったら私の墓に酒でも備えてください。
Yo, he said I want to see both your faces. Eisen, remove your facial hair. I want him to fucking lift the fucking beard up.
ハイターは死ぬのが怖くないの。
Hey, it happens if it happens.
では世界を救った勇者パーティーですよ。
Mm.
新米に決まっています。
Assuming he didn't do the most stereotypical, Diddy shit that like, priests do, bishops do, popes do. Yeah, I think he's gonna have a good time in the afterlife.
そのために私はあなた方と
Hider is not on the Epstein list. Thank God, hopefully.
それではお先に。
Bye. Hider has that fool aura, He doesn't take himself seriously. He is constantly the joke. People make jokes at his expense, but he doesn't care. But like, he's still like so nonchalant. He's got that fool aura.
さて、私もそろそろ行くよ。
Eisen, what you up to?
魔法収集の旅。
あるけど、を知ろうと思う。
Okay.
そうか。
That's pretty profound though, right? Because through all the years, Frieren never really cared that much to change her way. Himmel's death, even though it sounds pathetic, that's like, I didn't know anything about that guy. The fact that his death would be so significant that she would change her mindset to actually give a fuck and live in the present, that speaks volumes of like how important Himmel actually was.
そうか。
それで一つ相談なんだからさ。強力な前衛がいると助かるんだよね。
もう斧を触れるような年じゃん。
Alright. Eisen's retired man.
そんな顔するな、フリーレン。人生は案外長いもんさ。
Okay. I'm sure she knows.
アイゼン。
Bye bye.
また。
Go train up Stark so we can get him later. Beautiful art. What a symphony! Wow. Cinema. Is that it, really? We got more, right?
この森、どこだここ。
20 years after the death of Himmel the hero. Frieren! Baby Fur! Oh! She's so tiny! Oh.
かなさいましたか。
She picking some mushrooms?
いや、ハイターって人の家を探して
はお客様でございますね。
まだ生きてたんだ、生臭坊主。
This scene reminds me of that one anime meme where the girl is like putting up 2 coins and it says, "Hey, I'd like to have 5 SSR, gacha units, please." You know that meme? I love that template.
まだ生きてたんだ生臭坊主。
かっこしいものですな。
Hyder looks so good still. What the fuck? He's like 80 something now.
今さらいい子ぶったって女神様は許してくれない。
Oh, wow. So well mannered. Fern giving Frieren tea. Who taught this girl? Hyder did.
ありがとうございます。
Alright. Good maid.
あの子は
フェルンと言います。南
Southern lands.
らし
Wonder if her lore, like family stuff, will be important in the future. So she's an orphan from the southern lands. War
繊
orphan.
細孤児でした。
It'd be cool if like season 2 developed her background. I don't know. Rather like, I don't know, make something meaningful about her background story about the war, of like who was actually involved and how her parents died, and maybe some characters that might even remember them.
繊細孤児でした。
らしくないね。するようなたちじゃないでしょう。ヒンメルじゃあるまいし。
なぜ私のところへ？
生徒への買い出しのついでだよ。なるべく関わるようにしているからね。それにハイターにはたくさん借りがあるから。
Okay, then take this
死なれる
kid.
前に返しに来た。
Nah. Hyder about to do a bait and switch. Hyder about to go out and say, "You take this kid from me." Came to return the favors? That's right. Take this kid, no child support.
では一つ頼み事を。
Okay. Yeah.
フェルンには魔法使い、あなたの旅に連れて行ってくれませんか？
What's she doing? Prepping mushrooms? It's just so cute. I don't know, something about little Fern, just like doing kitchen work, serving tea. It's very adorable.
ハイター、それだけはできない。
Liability.
実践での見習い魔法使いの死亡率は知ってるでしょ。
Oh, she's getting rid of the
友
mold.
人つもりはないよ。
そうですか。では別の頼みを。賢者得たものです。
Ewig the
この
Sage.
魔導書には今は死の魔法
Whoa.
が記されてい
Immortality,
ます
resurrection. Ain't no
そ
way.
んな魔法が実在
Ain't
する
no
とは
way.
思えなか
含めて解読をお願いしたいのです。
This real?
できますか？
った暗号でしょ。この時代の人はこういうのが好きだね。まあ、
I don't got 5, 6
そうで
years.
すか。
こんなの解読してどうすんのさ。
Does Hyder wanna be
死ぬのが怖くない
immortal?
んじゃなかったの？
Who's it for?
理由一つはあなたたちの手前格好、もう一つは前より死ぬのが怖くなったか
Damn.
ら。まあ
That's so real. Easy to talk when you still have health about I ain't afraid of death. We're the heroes party. I got a golden seat in heaven. But like, you start getting older, people start dying around you, and you hear the bells. Like Elle would say it in Death Note. You hear the bells of heaven ringing, and you're like, is my time up? And you're like, and then you start to get anxious. Like, people will say, I'm not afraid of death. I laugh at death. And what happens when they're about to die? Their real colors come out, right? And that's totally normal for every human.
前より死ぬのが怖く。
Yeah, I think the bigger part too is like the liability. Not a liability, but Fern, right? When you are responsible for other people, now it's not just about you anymore. That's why being single has its advantages, but at the same time, right? It's just like, yeah, gotta give the kid off to Frieren.
より死ぬのが怖くなったから。まあ、不死、ほんの少しでいいから。
A little more time. I forget exactly what he's buying a little bit more time for. I think it's for Frieren
そ
though
れに
somehow.
聖帝よとあります。長寿はその最たるもの。
生臭坊主。
それと構わないので、フェルンに魔法を教えてあげてはくれませんか。
Let's see her shoot the
私
beams.
は僧侶のないのです。
まあ、そのくらいなら。
Look at the sequence here. Literally could be just a scene where mouth are moving. I want you to pay attention. The eye blinking, of course, but the ear right over here. Looks down. The earring moves back and forth, and the color and the glistening of it. Small attention to detail. Such an insanely small attention to detail character acting, but just to show you how much they give a fuck about this project. Earring Sakuga, bro. Character acting Earring Sakuga.
そのくらい
Wow. That's so big. It's like double her height.
探すのが大変だったよ。
フリーレン様でも私を見つけるのが大変でございましたかが薄いとハイター様からもよく言われます。
Damn, you got no aura, kid.
ございますね。
Have they mentioned? I'm just thinking about the demon fight. Do they mention that Frieren, she's very sneaky? She just pulls up out of nowhere, right? Hiding the presence. I think that's like a focal point of how Frieren uses magic, right? She's really fast with it too. Also the hiding the aura stuff, right? Because like again for like the whole, there's a later on it's shown that Frieren literally hides her aura to like smurf amongst the demons when we're hunting demons.
とても良いことでございますね。
そう、
She's so tiny.
やっぱり今度引っかからない。
She's a natural.
卓越した魔力の操作技術だ。
She's a born natural.
そして
様にあの一番岩を打ち抜けば一人前になれる。
あれはね、
Bang! I remember the first time I watched this scene and I was like shook. I was like, what the fuck? This kid is a monster. Like they were not kidding when they said, yeah, she got potential.
ハイターも分かってんじゃん。あれはね、
Scary. Really scary.
してしまい届かないのです。
Exceeds your expectations,
なる
yeah?
ほどね。
どのような
ねえ、先に一つ
Condense
聞い
the
ていい？
mana so it goes longer?
魔法はさ、
ほどでございます。
Okay.
私と同じだ。
Apprentice acquired? And that's the end of the first episode of Frieren. This is just as great as I remembered. And I think with this extra knowledge, I'm able to pick apart all these different Easter eggs and foreshadowings that definitely would be missed, right? I think there's a lot of different things that I mentioned throughout the story that I'm slowly recollecting my memories of what happened, man. And this anime episode, I think, really hits hard for a lot of people because of the themes of time. You know, I think a lot of people can relate to growing up with a group of friends and being with them all the time, whether that be in high school or college. But as time passes, you know, people move on to their different things and we become distant. And especially when it's conveyed through an elf whose passage of time is so much different from everyone else, it's sad, but it's like, damn, like the person I spent 10 years with is now dead. And I barely knew anything, but like to me, time didn't matter. But now I realize time does matter. A very interesting retrospective way of self-reflection, right? And I think that even if you're not an elf, of course not, that like a lot of people can respect and I don't know, cherish their own experiences as they reflect on Frieren's regrets and they think about their own life too. I think stuff like that, this existential crisis is such a relatable factor in everybody that this anime was about to really reach the mainstream. Obviously it helps that Madhouse is delivering a fucking godlike adaptation of animation. Just like the background art, the little attention to detail, right? It's just beautiful. It's stunning. It's so nice when you have the perfect balance of a team that gives a fuck about what they do and has the talent to do so, and the source material that gets glazed so much that the adaptation becomes this beautiful art rather than being butchered by the greedy producers. Sometimes it does just work out, and thank God Frieren was exactly that. I think next episode Frieren will be taken in. I think we're gonna have a time skip. Hyder will it is what it is, right? And then we go off on our journey. That's it from me. If you're still here though, if you enjoyed this reaction, please like the video. Check out the other playlist for even more content. And until next time, take care.